Okay. Socially Awkward with Evan Wecksell. And I could not pass up this chance. This man is wrestling at Shut Up and Wrestle in Missouri. HarleyRace.com. Get your tickets. Mr. Ernie Elwood. How are you, sir?
How are you? How are you doing?
Good. I'm good. How long have you been wrestling? I want to know that first of all.
So I've been training for just a little under a year. My goes out in Colorado for a company called Rocky Mountain Pro.
Yeah.
And they did they do like TV stuff out there. My first actual break was with them. Just worked out in Texas. I've actually been wrestling like 2 months in of actual wrestling, but I trained for leading up to that.
So did you train in Missouri or were you training in Colorado?
In Missouri, under a guy named Niles Blanquet.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So like here's the big thing we've got coming up here then. Let me show it to them. You have a match here October 1st, Church Gymnasium, working your way up. And if I was in Missouri, it's in Missouri. Okay. Should be a good time. What can you tell me about this event? Have you done World League Wrestling before, or is this your first?
This will be my debut with them. I'm going up against Leland Race, which is Harley Race's son.
Oh wow!
To people that know wrestling, Harley Race is a wrestling legend.
Yeah,
Harley Race is a wrestling legend. Leland's a cool guy. I'm thankful for that opportunity.
Yeah.
And can't wait to wrestling ring.
So let's say people come up and they see you. Are there wrestlers that you remind people of, or are there wrestlers that you remind yourself of? Like what can we expect if we go to an Ernie Elwood match?
Entertainment.
Yeah.
Out of me. My tag partner, we are the men with morals. Okay. So we're definitely we promote positivity. We promote and I mean I can really characterize myself as I kind of got a blue meanie vibe to me. I don't know what that. I don't know that, but I do like blue meanie, so I won't.
Here we go.
But yeah, I'm just excited, man. I don't really know what I could classify myself as, compare myself to. Besides Ernie Elwood,
So we're not going to mention like your real name then, because I think your real name is a great wrestling name though.
Yeah.
Was there ever thought to go by that?
I did. I actually created. I originally branded myself like Strong Friend, my real name. Now I've kind of incorporated more. I went with Ernie Elwood because, for one, Ernie, I'm a huge Ernest. Like Ernest Goes to Camp. I love those movies. I love Ernest's movies.
Mm-hmm.
And then actually my great grandpa's name, and kind of paying homage to him. And it just so happened that my tag partner was from Elwood. So his name is Burt Cameron.
Okay.
I'm from a town called Cameron. So I'm Ernie Elwood. So it kind of just plays hand in hand. And we're Burt and Ernie.
Well, this is amazing. When did you decide you wanted to give wrestling a shot? I mean, were you growing up, were there like favorite wrestlers of yours? Or
Yeah, I mean, I've been when I was a kid.
yeah.
My favorite wrestlers growing up were your obvious ones that everybody else like in their mid-20s would probably The Rock, Stone Cold,
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Nowadays, I still a big fan of a lot of pro wrestling. And Kenny Omega,
Yeah.
who was really Kenny Omega, really was the one that kind of like because I was a lapsed fan for so long.
Mm-hmm.
But I watched a Kenny Omega match. I watched a lot of Japanese wrestling matches, like made me love good pro wrestling instead of entertainment aspect of it all because I just
Yeah.
thought that it was too much soap opera. Now that I've been training and I've been doing this, I understand the values, like,
Yeah.
and the value of the entertainment aspect to it, because you can be a great wrestler and ability, and it won't get you anywhere.
All right.
But you can be worker and have an amazing ability, entertainment far more than anything else.
So
But
do you follow more of
being
like how there's like a performance center now, and you can follow things like NXT, and even like the WWE Network had that show like Breaking Ground. Can you kind of see yourself there, or like when you see they have like these mass tryouts, like you can see like where those people are coming from? Not that you would like ever, I don't know if you wanted to go do those or if that's something like in your future, but like, do you kind of see how like what goes into it now? Does that seeing that stuff out there help you, knowing that there's
yeah,
like a total package to it?
definitely like being able to recognize the opportunities that are out there.
Yeah.
Definitely. And having creative that I have friendships with,
Yeah.
it'll open doors for me.
Yeah.
I have aspirations to take major level, obviously, but
Yeah.
at the same time, I'm so new, I'm so fresh onto the scene.
Yeah.
There's far better talent, far better that deserve that opportunity that I'm not ready for yet.
What's come the most naturally to you now that since you started? Like, do you think you're excelling more in one aspect than the other?
My forward rolls, my ability to roll forward on the floor. I can do that on a wrestling mat. I can roll on a concrete floor. I can roll on no matter. I have gotten that's probably my best capability. But outside, I love to talk, and so I'm getting better talking. I'm getting better with stuff like that. But I'm not quite confident in everything. Can't put
Right.
myself over in that aspect to say that I am over the top confident that I'm
Right.
better at one thing than the other. I feel like I'm in a mixing bowl right now
Yeah.
and waiting for
Cool. So I guess you could do like a pretty good Kevin Owens cannonball in the corner.
Oh yeah,
That's on.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
From looking like, what are you watching currently? Like, do you watch WWE and AEW? Do you watch Impact? Do you watch NWA? Like, what are you kind of watching? Like, you were a Laps fan. When did you get back in? And then what are you watching today?
I was got back in. I watched a lot of New Japan and Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Would watch the network when it was still around in America.
Hmm.
I was in WWE Network because I like being able to go back and watch old stuff.
Yeah.
Days like I do like AEW. Do like WWE. I don't watch a whole lot of WWE product. Catch clips of it here and there. But I mean, I love watching that they're headed right now.
Yeah.
I look at them as somebody that they were a staple and they almost monopolized the entire industry. But they were on a downhill slope, and then
Yeah.
once took over, it just seems like it's been nothing but everything is getting like a renewal to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's getting
So
brought into a more modernized form of wrestling than what it was.
and you've watched, so you've enjoyed the Triple H era
Yeah,
of the yeah.
I think
You know.
it's definitely to me than it was.
Mm-hmm.
WWE is like the top.
Yeah.
Like that. AEW is making its way up there, but as of right now, it's the top
Yeah.
of it all. And to see like while AEW was really competitive with it whenever when WWE was on, but then seeing WWE kind of just bolster themselves back up, where it's just been entertaining to see because
That yeah.
I was really
And you mentioned
afraid that it was gonna fall off.
oh yeah, it keeps going no matter what, even with like COVID,
Yeah.
it was the only thing going. So,
Yep.
did you watch much in college? Like because I guess we crossed paths. Our paths were you went Theta Chi, Central Missouri State,
Yep.
I guess, and I guess I did a show there probably like 2014ish. I'm thinking.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe it was early 2013. I have to check my website. I keep track of it there, but
I watched wrestling then. At that point, it was mostly just pay-per-views.
yeah,
Like we would all like get together and we just spend time in the and just watch a pay-per-view
yeah,
whenever it was on. But that was like of it. It wasn't like, oh, we'd watch it. It was more so we all just thought we knew what was going to happen, so then we'd sit there and try to predict.
yeah. I remember. I think I stayed in like a dorm when I did my show there. I have a good photo from that. I have like a photo. I think there's like an American flag and a Theta Chi logo like on the stage. Or I should have it around. It's a virtual background somewhere, but yeah. Yeah, that was a good time. Do you stay in touch with the guys? Like, do the guys like will they come to your matches yet, or is it still too early to have that?
It's probably still. I'd say it's still too early. There are a few of them. The ones that are closer to me, like location wise, I'm sure they'll. I know a few of them are making. That October 1st show for Shut Up and Wrestle.
Yeah.
I've got a few of them that are making the trip up for that. really,
where are they up from where? Like where was St. Joseph's? Like for people that don't know Missouri, like I know they know St. Louis or maybe they know Springfield, but where's St. Joe?
St. probably like 30 minutes north of Kansas City, like or
Okay.
northwest, like northwest of Kansas City.
Okay.
Like 30 minutes west of me.
Yeah.
And I'm 30 minutes north of Kansas City, but you can basically skip down 29 and get there from Kansas City, and it's a lot quicker. But it's, and I may be off on the time between, but there's a pretty close hour of Kansas City.
Okay.
It's probably like the third biggest town or biggest Missouri,
Mm-hmm.
I would say, or close to.
Mm-hmm.
It's where Missouri Western University is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just kind of in the northwest area of Missouri. That'd be about where I'd put it. Would be in northwest Missouri, close to Kansas. It's like right on the Kansas border on the northwest side of Missouri.
Yeah, I mean, I've been a wrestling fan for so long, and I just feel like being a comedian and a wrestler are very close to each other, in terms of not just what you do kind of on the stage, but also like off the stage. So you're at a point where you're looking to, like, on your weekends, you're going to try to like see where the matches are, or you'll try to be booked like, anywhere, kind of like to do anything part of your career where it's like, you need me to do this, I'll be there. That's kind of what your goals are doing now?
I'm uh, very much willing to be booked anywhere.
Yeah.
He does a great job of setting up opportunities for us. Mm-hmm. Me and everybody else that trains with him over at Pony Express Wrestling.
Okay.
That school in Missouri. No.
And do you get told about like being extras? Because sometimes, like, if there's the show's coming to town, like just submit here and maybe they'll use you as an extra.
Yeah. So big bulk of the people that I train with have been used. Did you see Wardlow do the 20-man?
Oh yeah, 20 against 1 security guards.
Okay, a good handful of those security guards were that I've been with training to get. Since I started, they've been around the entire time.
Wow.
A lot of, I haven't done any extra work myself, but yet opportunities arise to do that.
Yeah.
I am 100% going to take it.
Do you have, like, do you see, is there a certain brand you think on TV that you blend in with, you think more that you would kind of fit in a little better with, or is it a little too early to tell about that? Like one day I see myself, I'm this type of guy, I could probably like blend in over here on this show. Anything?
I don't really, I don't want to say that I'd blend in anywhere more than the other. Because I think I would fit into wherever I'm given the opportunity to fit in. I would find my way and make and do what is necessary of me and be the wrestler I'm supposed to. Just work until I can't no more. I like what a lot of these brands are doing. I've been done lately. I've been impressed with WWE lately. I've been impressed with since the beginning. since it's short. It's not.
Yep.
I can hipster cool that one. Say I'm hipster cool with that W since it started. But there's a lot of promotions around. There's smaller promotions, all throughout the country that are amazing. There's a guy who runs shows down in Springfield and Arkansas and United States, but it's for Mid-States Wrestling is the company who runs it is an awesome promoter. M2 or scene of his, it's basically been sold out crowds. It's just cool to see setups, the production style, and getting to see the difference in production levels too. Because there's small shows and big shows, and a lot of these smaller shows you can set promoters put into it, and then you see like the big show, there's a whole different level of like effort being put in, where it's putting in a bunch of effort to make a show happen. For the smaller shows, for the bigger so it's like with WWE and AEW and companies like that, people putting that show together and making it the way it is, and it's even more respect goes to the promoters for the smaller shows that are doing all that work. So it's like just so much work is put in. Respect to all of them.
What a couple other things I want to see if did you ever watch the show Heels on Stars? Did you ever get around to hearing of that? Did you see it at all?
I have watched part of the first episode and then I fell asleep. Not because the show was boring. I just have a horrible attention span.
Okay.
But
no, I think it did a good job. It captures like, you know, the independent promotion.
Yeah, like so growing up, one of my favorite movies that Mickey Rourke movie.
The Wrestler? You mean him doing that? Yeah.
That was like one of my all-time favorite movies growing up as a kid.
Yeah.
So I've always had like an interest in it and what the indie scene was like in that era, like what the indie scene was. And I mean, there's still parts of it that are relevant today compared to then. And it's like, man, it's still cool to how that is. And I do plan on actually watching that show. I have Stars for a reason, and that is the only reason I have a subscription to it. I just haven't sat watch it.
Yeah, the only reason I got Paramount Plus was to watch Beavis and Butthead do the universe, but you know, they have other stuff there now too. They have other iterations of Beavis and Butthead, so you know, and Picard, but that's just me.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten to that yet. I just want to ask you one thing about like what's going on currently in wrestling. As someone like you're just starting out and you know you're trying to get your experience, and then when you like, I don't know if you followed what happened after All Out at the press conference with CM Punk, you know, kind of poo-pooing some people, and then you have him getting his title getting vacated. Omega and the Young Bucks get their titles vacated for having a fight. And I mean, I'm extremely excited for Grand Slam AEW, but what do you make, like, what's your take on like wrestlers that get into that stuff after a major pay-per-view and they kind of like, I don't know, what was your takeaway from what kind of went down there?
I look at it as like there's built up anger. Most of the time people go into the mindset of if you're the champion you're invincible.
Right.
And I was actually just watching Dutchman interview or like podcast that he had done, and he was discussing everybody or CM Punk just kind of thought. So in that situation, it kind of seemed like I don't. Since I wasn't there, I can't claim one side is right, one side is wrong.
Yeah.
But it was basically a receipt for Hangman going. CM Punk went into business for himself.
Right. What did Hangman actually do? Because I did see CM Punk like call out Hangman and then like he never came out. But what did Hangman do before that? Or was that after?
I think that Hangman said something about like workers' rights in a promo. Reference to like CM Punk said he was coming in to help with the wrestling, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And it to Hangman saying, but that's not actually true. It was all like, it wasn't directly in reference, but it was to Colt Cabana losing his AEW contract.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Sign a contract with Ring of Honor instead.
Right.
And the whole direction of it. And so that was where, like, it took me, and it wasn't really until that Dutch Mantel podcast that I had just watching all of it together. And I was like, okay, that kind of puts some of those pieces I was kind of confused about. But
yeah.
I had the way that AEW handled it.
Right.
I am so glad that they stripped the belt. And
yeah.
I mean, CM Punk was hurt or is hurt anyway, so he's out for a while. It's
right.
cool to see. It's cool to see them actually like just kind of take a stand. We're gonna have a tournament for this, and whoever is the champion, and that's that. And then trios title, I was glad to see it be the Death Triangle. I was glad to see Death Triangle get over because I love Pac. I think Pac is hands down all of professional wrestling right now.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, awesome. This was super fun to get you on here and see what you do. I mean, from your promo, like I'll put up the blue meanie again. I mean, it's a throwback look. I mean, I'm not even sure, like, have people come up to you and say, like, what does that look like? Like, you look like, oh, you kind of look like a young so-and-so, or you're like you ever get anything like who you remind people of or no?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. So in this, my last day in Texas, I actually added some more to my style. I don't even wear eyelet in the ring or anything like that. It's trunks with like a crop top. I just wear underneath of them. Because and the 5-star bod, because I have a 5-star body. I hope people come out and see the 5-star body in St. Joe. That's what I'm expecting. I'm hoping.
Well, the blue meanie look is good. I mean, I think because you can always like bring the straps down when you get really pissed, like Wardlow does, or Big E.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it's always a good tool to have.
Yeah.
Cool, man. So glad to reconnect. And you're at Ernie Wrestles on all social media. So I have to add you on all my places. The podcast will add you. And yeah, this is good. Go out there, follow your dates, and yeah, you'll be beating up Wardlow in no time.
I hope. Thank you so much, Evan.
You got it, man.